I think this is a thing that's always been important, is that your business has to be a necessity and not a want. But it was less important when things were easier going. The consumer was much less anxious and worried, and so they might give your thing a shot just because it was fun or it was different. But right now, people are kind of being careful and more anxious, and so they're really getting only the things that they have to do. Now, with that said, that doesn't mean that because you're in one industry that you have to totally change industries to be a necessity. It's much more about how you think about what it is that you do. And this is probably easier to use like a real example with, as opposed to just talking in figurative terms, so we'll do that. But the key is really just sitting down and thinking really deeply about not just what the customer gets in that exchange as far as like what the product is, but what is the extracted deeper value they get. So let's say maybe that you're a daycare, for example, okay? And so if you think that all you do is you watch a kid and that you are being paid for the time that you take care of that kid, you're thinking of it in a very transactional way. And that's not so much a necessity, it's a want, even though someone really would like to go to work. What you're really, the necessity part of it is that you're getting out of the person the time to do the things they have to do while you watch their kids. So that's the product that you're really selling. That's the value that they're extracting out of it. So within your business, it's really key to think not so much about what changes hands. You know, a coffee shop isn't selling you a $5 cup of coffee typically, although sometimes they are, but if you're dining there, they're selling you a meeting space to use for an hour, and you happen to have the coffee as part of it. You know, you maybe wouldn't normally buy that $5 or $6 coffee if that wasn't the case. So thinking about the extracted value and really focusing in your thoughts on that, that's really key right now. And if you don't know what that is, ask 10 or 20 of your best customers, like, why did you come to my coffee shop and not a different coffee shop? Why do you shop here? What is it you like about here? They will tell you why you are necessary if you listen. But you can't ask that question with like the pat on the back, like, oh, you're doing a good job. Oh, thanks, I appreciate it. You have to ask it like with some deep, like ready for some truth, because they might say like, oh, you're the cheapest, or the other guys were mean to me. Like they might tell you some stuff also you don't want to hear, but that's all tied into who you are as a business and why you're necessary.
I think that Lucas brought up a great point. Probably the best way to find out what marketing strategies are working is by talking to your clientele. Talk to your employees. Have your employees talk to their friends and their family. Like, what do you think about this business? What are they doing well? What should they be promoting? What do you see as good? You know, your employees are typically the ones who are working with your clientele more than you are. You're typically running the back end of the business as a business owner, and your employees are the ones who are the face of your business. So they're the ones who are hearing the feedback the majority of the time. So having your employees help you with your marketing strategy, you'd be surprised at the ingenuity that you can find within your own backyard, you know. So I think that is a great way to make everybody feel valued, but also to get some really unique ideas. Everybody has a different perspective, and everybody has different experiences and utilizes different methods. I mean, some people are Redditors, some people are Snapchats, some people are Instagram, some are Facebook. It's just finding what works for you and your business and your clients.